If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector.
And if you like my content, please consider subscribing.
For more than 2 years now, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legion, Savage Crucible, Marvel Legends, NECA, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. Okay, welcome everybody back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Collector. My guest today needs absolutely no introduction because he is MCU canon. It is Rocco the Great. Rocco, thank you so much for doing this, man. How you doing today?
Great. Thank you for having me. I was excited. I actually watched the show. I like these interviews. It's nice. Let me just real quick. It's nice that an interview is not live because not a lot of people are good at lives. Like guests, and then also everyone's always checking the chat, and it just breaks up the flow. So these are great when I'm on the treadmill or I'm getting some work done, and I appreciate what you're doing. Keep it up.
Oh man, thank you so very much, man. I appreciate it. You're somebody that I watched for years before making my own YouTube channel, and you just came across like so natural and so like you make it look effortless, you know, like you make it just look so easy, like anybody can do this, and it's really not. It is a lot of work. It is really hard, and I now know that it's a lot of work to make it come off natural, you know.
Thank you.
To where you're not playing a character, you know.
Yeah, well, I always say YouTube is a hard place to fake. So, you know, Instagram and Facebook and all these places, you could be a character. But I feel like if you do YouTube long enough, you will just show through eventually, right? And that could be good for people or bad for people. And I've been making YouTube videos since YouTube started. I had vlog channels, comedy skit channels, like everything's been through. So why probably it looks natural is just because I've been doing it for so long, and it finally, after like 20 years, just started taking off in a way that I'm happy with. So thank you for that, because it is hard to make things look kind of natural to where they are, right? It's just like secondhand for me now. I'm always making content.
I also think it takes a while for you to, like, your own person, like you yourself, to feel like I don't have to be a character. I don't have to be like, I can just be, you're like, okay, I feel like I can just be myself. And I appreciate that about you and your channel. Well, you guys know how we do this. Is 20 questions. We're going to give Rocco a chance to tell him, of course, you guys already know by the numbers. I mean, you already know where he is, but Rocco, why don't you tell us where you are? We'll get started there on all your socials, and then we'll kick off the first set of questions.
Instagram, Rocco the Great Art. TikTok, Rocco the Great Art, and YouTube, Rocco the Great. And probably if you look up Rocco the Great, probably in Google, any other website should come up, but that's pretty much how you'll find me.
That's all right. So ladies, if you're looking for the spicy links, you know where they are. All right. Well, let's dive into it.
Actually, what was the voice, believe it or not. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
I get a lot of spicy messages from the guys who appreciate. It's nice to see us. I'm not saying this. Listen, I wouldn't, younger me.
He's like, I've got receipts, guys. I've got receipts.
I get lots of comments from the fellas who like fellas, and I appreciate it. It's very nice, always nice words. So thank you.
Hey, it's flattering. I'll take a compliment whoever it gives it, you know, it doesn't matter to me. I'll take a compliment.
I don't want compliments from girls. I'm a married guy. So it's nice to get the compliments still. So I appreciate it, guys.
Ultimate flex. Okay. All right.
What a weird way to start off the thing, but that's
Did you see my interview with Rob Post? We ended up talking about injection molded dildos. So hey, you know what?
I was actually surprised. because like you said, he comes off as a very shy, reserved guy, and we were talking about this off air. I had to give you a compliment because I've seen him on other streams and even his own, the Savage Crucible streams. And I think you two should do a show together, like once a month.
Oh my God.
Something. I think that would be like a good.
Yeah. I'll bring it up to Bob.
You made him feel comfortable. You brought it out. It's funny. I always have a Savage Crucible on the ready somewhere I could reach. I got my Legions up there. Listen, I don't pick sides. I'm gonna just say it right now. Let's get this controversial. I don't pick sides. Legions brought me in back in the day. I was making diorama videos for Legions. I love it. Crucible, I love it, and I love competition. You know, like I love the Bandai figures, but if you look on the Bandai figure, we got the bootleg third-party head sculpt. I eat all day. I don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to eat. So, and I know that's your stance as well. And
100%.
I think it was a live stream yesterday. You said, I don't buy figures that I think I'm not going to like. That's why I don't have to be negative. And I've never heard any content creator ever say that.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's things that people say sometimes they just stick with me. And that was like, that's good. Because I always go into, I want to love a figure, right? And if I ever say anything about a figure, it's because I was disappointed. You know, like I went in a little too optimistic to where I was like, damn, this one let me down, you know? And I don't like that. And I believe in holding these big companies. Like, I won't criticize Crucible or Legions or like meta travelers. Like, I'm not going to roast those companies because they're not corporations that are like Hasbro, Bandai. So I'm like, okay, they're learning, right? As long as I see growth, like Savage Crucible with the feet, right? That first, they listened, even though I liked the old feet, but they did not stand. So, but they listened. And I love when like companies are, and that's why I criticize Bandai and all these so much, is because it doesn't seem like they're listening and they don't care. And then also it's like, it's fun to take shots at the giant. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't care about hurting Bandai's feeling because it's a soulless corporation. So
yeah, no, I feel the same way. Also, it's almost like the larger corporations, you know, don't even pay attention to like what other people are doing or price points or articulation things. And you know, like there's one YouTube creator that I love. He's also on TikTok that I love, that takes just about every Marvel Legends figures that is released. And as soon as he gets them, he pops open their torso and their neck joint and carves out a little extra plastic, puts the head and torso back on, and then they articulate so much better. And I'm like, he's got hundreds of videos like this. And it's like, why doesn't Hasbro look at that and go, look how much better range of motion we could get if we just made these two little engineering tweaks? And they won't do it. You know,
now,
it's just like,
I've thought about that a lot, right? That exactly. I follow that guy. He has a weird name, so it's hard.
X Corpo, yes.
X Corpo. Okay, something with an X, and his videos are great. But I thought of that. So why can't Hasbro ever just like? And it's there. Usually, most of the time, it's there. And I think with Hasbro, it's safety reasons.
Probably, yes.
Because of kids, right? Because like Bandai has no problem showing you the gaps, right? Like you could like rip apart, you know, but I think, and that's totally me being optimistic, right? It's probably them just not even thinking about it, not even caring. But yeah.
Me and some of my friends, we always say the same thing. If we want to be talked into a figure, we go and watch and we see if D Amazing has done a review. And if we want to talk ourselves out of a figure, we go and watch Andy the Collector. Is it Andy the Collector? Is that his name? Is that the guy's name? I don't know. Oh, it's not Andy. What's the guy who does that? He's got like a kind of a deep voice. Anyway, there's a guy that's usually
Anthony's Customs.
Anthony's Customs. That's it. That's it. Anthony's Customs. We go and watch that if we want to be talked out of the figure. And it's because like he is like really good, but he's also really big, and I'm sure he gets a lot of stuff for free. But you know, he's really good at like, no, this figure's garbage. Don't waste your money. And so it's like we have that little thing. If we want to be talked into it, if we're on the fence one way or the other, we go check those two guys. All right. Dude, we could sit here and do this all day. I love talking with you. We met at ZoloCon. I was actually very surprised to see you there. And I was surprised that you knew of the channel and you watched. And like, dude, we just hit it off so great at ZoloCon. And that's when I was like, dude, I gotta have you on Meet the Collector. And I'm sorry that it's taken 6 months to make this happen, but here we are. We're doing it.
Wow, so let's get into 6 months this year?
Well, wasn't it in January? Was ZoloCon in January?
This year flew by for me.
It is. So it is flying by. Yeah. It seems like January was just kicked off not too long ago, and here my kids are already going back to school in August.
Yeah. And speaking of, you met me in ZoloCon when I just snuck in, which was funny because I had a press pass, but the line was so long that I just kind of walked in, and you were the first person I saw. Right after I walked in, I walked right through where I was supposed to go. And,
like, I hope this guy's not security.
And like, you plucked up and I plucked up, and you were just like, hey, and you were good vibes and good energy. So I immediately appreciated it.
Yeah, man. That was a great time. I'm definitely looking forward to going to ZoloCon again. All right. So before you were chucking papers onto Peter Parker's porch when you were a little kid, little Rocco, what was your favorite figure growing up?
The one that always stands out to me was the Toy Biz Resident Evil Leon figure. I
remember this line.
Yeah, that line was so big to me. I had the Claire, I had the Leon, and I had, probably some of the Liquor. Well, the Liquor came with Leon, I think, which is amazing. That's like such a good combo. But Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 was so big in my life. And at that age, younger, my uncle showed me Resident Evil. Like, my uncle played it once at his house, and it changed my life as like a kid. So the Toy Biz, that's like my most nostalgic. I didn't grow up with Star Wars. I didn't grow up with, I see all these toy lines, and I'm just like, earlier than that, the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles were like big, but that was like really kid, like, 5, 6-inch. But my most nostalgic one is those Resident Evil lines. Just stood out to me so much, and they still look good today.
They do. Because they're very cartoony, and I like that line a lot. I remember one of them, I don't know who it was they came with the zombie dog, and I think it came apart.
Chris Redfield.
Chris came with the dog. Yeah. That was great.
And he had this big rocket launcher. They had like those, like they moved weird. And
there was like action features built into them. Like, I remember there was like something you could push on the dog and he would fall apart. Like,
yes. Well, you're supposed to shoot him, I think. I think you with that big rocket launcher.
There you go.
You get it in that right angle and he falls apart. Yeah.
You gotta line it up. All right. So kind of all of us kind of have like the same sort of trajectory where collectors, like, we played with figures as a kid, but as we get into like high school, college, we kind of like drop off, we find other interests, we get involved in other things, but then there's always something that brings us back in. I call this the dark times. What was the figure, if there even was a dark time for you, where you weren't collecting, but what was the figure or the toy line that brought you back into collecting?
So I grew up, a lot of people have that trajectory, like you said. I got into figures and stuff once I got an eBay account. I turned 18, I made an eBay, and I started buying things that I liked as a kid, like Dragon Ball Z toys, Pokemon toys, stuff like that. And that's what kind of like got me back into it. But at that time, I already met my wife, then girlfriend. But before that, it was girls. Like, that's all. I didn't care about nerdy stuff, movies, comics, nothing. It was girls for the majority, like, since I was 12. It was 12, I was watching Dragon Ball Z and being like, this is awesome. And then the dark period, and then 18 is once I like settled down and I started like liking the things I liked as a kid again.
Yeah.
But it's funny,
very cool.
Does have that, right? Does anyone ever go straight through?
So I have had a couple of people that I've talked to, only one in an interview, but one of my friends outside of YouTube was just somebody who just collected straight through. He was a Transformers collector and never stopped. And I look back and I go, yeah, you know what? I don't think there was really a dark period in Transformers where you would kind of fall off. Like with Star Wars, you can look at like
Yeah.
there was the Kenner line, and then it stopped after a while, and then it wasn't until Power of the Force, and then some people may have gotten like tired of Power of the Force, and that drops off, and then got back in with Black Series. But with Transformers, man, that's just been a staple straight through. Like
They're just
no matter what.
And they always are like getting a younger audience too. That should be studied, Transformers. I mean, it's just robots, right? It's cool robots.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying that you enjoyed the first couple of Resident Evil movies. Like I love all of the Transformers films. I recognize that they have crazy flaws. Like I'm not oblivious to that. But the thing is that like I am somebody that like my expectations are very low, and like I'm pretty easy to please. When it comes to Transformers films, like I'm not going for a great story or plot or cinematography. Like it's robots fighting robots.
Yeah.
That's all I need, dude. Like if you deliver on that, I'm happy.
That's how I am with certain things, like what to expect, right? Like you're going into, it's not a David Lynch movie, like you're going into a popcorn flick, and I judge things appropriately. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Do you have any, as an adult now, with what you're doing and how you interact with collecting, do you set yourself rules or guidelines for collecting action figures today?
Yeah. And I've heard yours. And it's funny because it's now one of my jobs, and, I can write off, all of this stuff I can make a video out of it. I could do it with business, and I'm still like, I feel like now more than ever, I have to have extra rules. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
to limit. And it's funny, I heard 1/6 Shooter kind of talking about something similar, and you got to be careful when you're a creator. You have to be careful talking about stuff in front of non-creator peoples, because you'll come off looking bad. Because when he's sitting with the 12-inch Hot Toys all behind him, and he's like, I'm overwhelmed with all the, I get what he's saying, because we're in it, we're creating, and you get like, he gets stuff from companies, and you get like crazy. But you got to be careful when you're saying it to people, because they're like, I barely could afford this $20 figure on the shelf, so I'm always trying to be aware of that when because I'm like, this is a very privileged place in my life, and I try not to ever, I have a mountain of figures I have to unbox. What a butt, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a job, but it's the best job ever. It's like I get to eat too much candy, bro.
Yeah,
there's too much candy I have to eat. So
I got all these candies to try right now.
Yeah, I love relating to other creators. Like I love talking to them, and it's nice when I do see some of them talk about it, like he was, and but it's just crazy, and I have to have a lot of rules. So that's why I'm like the no pre-order. I'm already in a hole thousands with Mythic Legions, and I just can't do anymore. Like they have my dragon, they have all this stuff, and that goes for any line. Like, and I love Legions. That's how much I love them, that I will pre-order some stuff when I have like a no pre-order rule. And figure arts, I stopped pre-ordering. They scare you. It's all fear tactics. You think it's going to be a limited figure. It's not, and they actually go on sale on Amazon. So any figure arts, if you're watching this, any figure arts collectors, don't stress. You could buy them from Unboxing Rush. Go numeta.com, use my code Rocco, and you save money. So don't let these FOMO tactics scare you.
Yeah, I actually loved your no pre-order rule video. I was like, wow. And you know what? The funny thing is now like when I see a pre-order like pop up, like if I'm checking like Toy News Eye or Toy Arc or something like that.
Does my face pop up in your head?
Your voice is in my head going, I don't think you should pre-order that. It's going to be all right. And I'm like, okay, that's right. I got a little Rocco on my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you get sent figures for a review at all, but like financially, do you set yourself a budget, or how do you manage like what you purchase in like a given month?
So I only buy stuff that I want now, or that I think would make a good video because my viewers want it. Like something like a hype figure that people are looking for my opinion on. Like I'll get DMs all the time, like, you're the guy that tells it how it is. So they appreciate and they use my input for if they're going to make a decision or not. And I appreciate that. I don't take that lightly. you know?
Yeah.
Because it is, like you were saying, some people, they will give you the fluff and they'll tell you all the good things about the figure, and that's good. And then some people will tell you all the bad things about the figure. And I like to think that my content, at least in my head, I'm never going into it wanting some sort of thing. I want every figure to be the best. So I'm just saying it 100% how I feel. And, how that comes off is how that comes off. And people that watch my shorts, they see me in a certain way, but then people who watch my long form video, I'll always get, oh, I thought you were a jerk. And then I started watching your YouTube videos and I'm like, I get it. You're a lot. So, and I also dial it up a little bit in the shorts because you have to grab people's attention.
Sure.
So sometimes I'm like, you're an idiot. But if you watch the video, it's like, you're an idiot if you don't buy this thing now because it's a good deal or something like that, whatever. Always.
Yeah, I'm always conscious of trying not to come off as like clickbaity in my titles, and with YouTube, not necessarily with the thumbnails because you can't really like change those out, but with my titles, I'll actually do A/B testing.
Nice.
YouTube has that option now where you can it'll actually present different titles to different people, and like I try to go with, I don't like to be clickbaity, but at the same time, whenever you say something like this is the best XYZ release ever, like that's going to get more views than if you just say, hey, I'm reviewing this figure, and it is because people are wanting, your, like they kind of want sort of like a more exaggerated take on stuff. But I always, try to be authentic just like you do, because, they'll quickly find out if you're not, like, and they'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing once, and this could help people. This might help you out too, because it helped me. I don't watch Mr. Beast, but someone like chopped up like an interview he had once, and he was saying, to boil it down, basically, you need to get people interested in your content to click on it, to watch it. You have to be dramatic. No, if I say this new Figure Arts Luffy figure, you go check it out. Or if I say, this is the best piece of, whatever. And it's like, you just gotta, if you're going to go for it, right? If you want to be where Mr. Beast is, you have to just ramp it up. And
sure,
when I made the decision, I was like, I'm going to do this on YouTube. I'm like, I'm going to try everything and I'm going to do everything. Like, I'm going to do something that might make me cringe, but I'm going to try it at least. It might not be my thing. And even YouTube kind of, without fully saying it, they kind of say clickbait, but you have to back it up. That's the thing. To me, clickbait is if a video title said this, like this figure, blah, 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 and then the video shows nothing about that. To me, that's clickbait. But just like heightening up the drama, people, and that's one thing I've learned being online. People love drama, whether they say they love it or not.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
People love, and it's always the people who's like, I don't like drama. Those are the most dramatic people.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. I can attest to that. Well, I see some of your collection behind you. Yeah. Where in your home do you have this? Is this like an office? Where do you keep your collection?
So I used to have my office in where my kids now play.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave that up, and then I just kind of threw all this in like a spare room that we had. So this is my office now. Like, I'll film here, and it's great because it's just all my junk everywhere. This kind of looks neat. The other side is like a mess, and I just have so much stuff I have to. But yeah, that's what it is now. I kind of condense stuff, and like we were saying before, I'm actually trying to get my collection down to what I need. Do I need this? Do I want, like, I want to enjoy every figure I have.
Yep.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, people always ask me, how do you like, what do you do to enjoy figures more? And I'm like, well, first of all, you buy less. So, like if, like, let's say, Mythic Legions has a wave come out that's like 8 figures. I may buy like 4 of them. And of those 4, like, I'm going to do a review, so I'm going to get enjoyment. Then I'll probably going to try to do like a pose video. I love doing pose videos. And then especially when it comes to like Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified, I'll look at it and I'm like, what could I paint on here to make it look better? Whether it's like little details of like carabiners
Yes.
or magazines
Yes.
on backpacks, you know, things like that that they just skipped over. That's too,
I like
you
that
know.
too. Yeah.
So I
Little
try
mods.
to, yeah, little tiny little mods, nothing major, but I try to do that so that I get the enjoyment. So by the time I set that figure on the shelf where it's probably going to be for the next year until I decide to sell it or put it in storage, then I feel like I've gotten my worth out of it.
Hmm.
But that kind of also comes too from me being a comic book artist, and I cannot blow through a comic book. Like I know exactly how long it takes an artist to draw a panel, right? I know how long it takes me to draw a panel. And then if that artist also colored it, then I also know how long it takes me to color it. For me, it takes me twice as long to color as it does to draw. And so I feel like if I blow through, like if the action's really intense and I blow through a comic book page really fast, I'm like, whoop, they spent that page probably took them a week. Go back.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and I enjoy each panel before I feel like I can now turn. It's kind of anxiety inducing actually,
Well, so
but
you're an artist, so I feel like that because I'm also an artist. I don't, my new with the toy stuff, I don't really talk about it, but um, all I've learned over my years of being an artist is consumers don't care. Normal people do not care about art. It needs to be good. They need to enjoy it, but they do not care about art. Other artists care about art, but then they also don't like you because artists are very in your head. You think it's a competition, and you're kind of, your jealousy pops up, and you're always comparing yourself, because you want to be better.
mm-hmm.
But so, yeah, I've learned just from doing art, it's not for you. It's not for, you're making art for people to enjoy. So they're never going to appreciate it the way you appreciate it or another artist will. So yeah, that's something I'm always aware of as well. Same with movies.
Yeah.
Like, I love watching movies that are made by people who care, because then you look in the background, everything matters, right? You watch the new Avengers movie, they're not even wearing the clothes. It's probably not the person. They're probably in California in their basement with the green screen behind them. So it's like, yeah, and that goes back to whatever you're watching, right? Like, what am I watching? You know, David Lynch. Am I watching a Wes Anderson movie, or am I watching Black Widow?
Yes,
exactly. COVID, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. My wife one time saw me drawing, and I was drawing a line and erasing it, drawing a line and erasing it, drawing a line and erasing it. And she's like, "Why do you do that? Somebody's going to glance across that panel in 3 seconds. Like, why?" And I'm like, I don't care if they notice it's wrong. I notice it's wrong. Yeah. And when I go back in a year and I'm looking at this printed in a book and I get to that panel and I look at that line, I'm going to know it was wrong. And so yeah, she's like, just don't. And I try not to think about that. Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of, I mean, of course, I understand you open a lot of stuff. You have to enjoy it. And I see all your figures in the background. Do you collect anything that you're like, wow, this package is just too dope, I have to like keep it in package? Is there any of your collection that you keep on card?
So I rip open expensive boxes. Like, that's what gets people mad about me. Like, I'll rip open a $200 figure boxes and I throw it out. I usually, it made a thing to where sometimes on Instagram, I'll take a picture of my garbage pail, and the boxes that are in it would make someone cry. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing is, an action figure should be enjoyed, right? Now, I do have some inbox stuff of, I actually went back and bought the Toy Biz Resident Evil figures on card because it means a lot. They're special to me. And those are in storage. So it's like, what am I even doing?
Yeah.
You know, do I even have it? But
right.
If you're articulated, you're getting opened. I don't care how much money you are. Yeah.
Yeah. We just recently watched all 4 of the Toy Story movies with my daughter before taking her to the theater to see Toy Story 5. And so my wife and I have been having a lot of conversations about which is the best Toy Story movie, because they're all fantastic. Like, none of them feel like a cash grab. They all feel essential to the characters. They're all true to the characters. I love them all. But I was like, I still think 2 is my favorite. And she was like, why? And I was like, I understand 1 is a perfect film, but with 2, the whole point was that toys do not belong in boxes. They should be freed. You know, that was the old prospector. You know, he wants to go and be in a museum in Japan, whereas Jesse and what's the horse? I just
I don't-
Bullseye. Bullseye.
yeah.
They all want to get out and be played with. Like Woody's like, we're meant to be played with, and like that's just my, I love Toy Story 2 because of that. Well, okay, so your collecting goes back a long time, and I know that Dragon Ball is a big part of your life. So it kind of fluctuates in scale. What is your preferred scale these days, or do you have one?
So right now is, I'm at the point where, and this is crazy for me to say, but I'm at the point where I don't really care if things scale perfectly anymore. I used to be a stickler about it because it's fun,
Yeah.
But like I have a 7-inch Nico Robin with my 5-6-inch scale, One Piece figure arts characters, and I'm weirdly okay with it. She's a little tall, but I'll live, and that's where I'm kind of at now. But you know what though, with Marvel Legends, I wouldn't want a Marvel Select figure that's not supposed to be big in with my other Marvel Legends. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't have the Select Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic next to, the regular. I'm not there yet. But if a character could be fudged a little bit, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I tend to have tribute, like what do I call them? Shrines. So like I'll put all my Batman together, all my Spider-Man together, and I don't care. Like scale doesn't matter. Now, if I'm collecting like let's say like WWE figures or like NBA, and we're talking about like real people, they better scale properly. Like I'm gonna need,
Yes,
Victor
in the
Wembanyama.
WWE line, you don't want. Yeah, you don't want John Cena to be lower than Rey Mysterio.
Exactly, 100%. Like when size matters, nah. But otherwise, yeah, I don't. I'm kind of in that 6-inch scale, but 6-inch scale, like 1/12 scale, 1/12 is kind of all over the place. Like I've seen companies that are coming. They're coming in under 6 inches and saying that we're 1/12 scale. And McFarlane will say, yeah, we're 1/12 scale, but they're like 7 1/4.
Well, some people say we're true 1/12 scale.
Right. Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. And then even Savage Crucible, they say they're 1/12. I don't know about that. You could use like 7-inch scale stuff with them. And even with the Legions, I see some places they put one. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Are you sure about that?
It's like I have just learned that 1/12 scale apparently means anywhere from 5.5 to 7.5. Like
there's but then the 3-inch scale, whatever was it, 1/18th.
1/18th. Yeah,
it's always pretty similar though. But the other scale can't get it right. And then what about 1/6 scale is usually all accurate as well. Which I went through a period where I was a huge 1/6 collector. Same. And I found a picture too of it, like an old picture on my hard drive of my old collection. I had all the Batmans. I had the Star Wars, the original trilogy. What is it? The Sideshow ones. And I was like, oh, I wish I kind of kept a lot of these. But when I was getting married, I had to sell a lot of my collection. So I lost a lot of stuff, but I still have one Hot Toys figure. I don't know where it is actually. It's somewhere. Of a Boba Fett that my wife got me for our first Christmas.
Oh, you can't get rid of that.
No, never. Yeah. So
and my wife is
the one.
Oh no, go ahead.
It has the Mythos. It's like the regular Boba Fett, but then he has the Mythos eyes helmet. Like you could swap the parts out for the Mythos version.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it's a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, my wife's not really big on buying me action figures. If she ever bought me one, I'd probably hang on to it for the rest of my life. But after 25 years, it hasn't happened yet. So I'm not.
You know what? I have right there, actually. My wife, she's normal. She doesn't care about toys. She doesn't care about, I love that. Some people, I see young kids and they're like, I want to find a waifu that could watch anime. And I'm like, no, you don't want that.
Good luck.
You want a girl that supports you and your weird stuff. But you don't need a girl that's a dork. Like, if you have a preference, that's fine. But I see some people that are like, she needs to go to anime cons with me and do all this stuff. I'm like, if you're like a collector, you probably want a person that's not a collector. Because then your house is going to be a hoarder house, in my opinion.
Yes. Right. Yeah. You guys are going to be dipping into the same disposable income.
Checks and balances, right? She's good. She doesn't like things, and I like things, so we work together. You know what I mean?
That's my wife. My wife does not like things. She doesn't like things. She doesn't collect things, you know. She likes to go places. Like that's her thing. She likes to travel and have experiences. And I'm like,
Perfect.
ooh, I need that figure.
Are you guys Disney? Are you Disney people?
We enjoy Disney, but we've my wife and I have been twice in 25 years, and we've taken our kids once. It was kind of funny. So our oldest son is 15 and our middle son is 13 and a half.
They don't care about Disney.
Like, they were planned to be 2.5 years apart. We wanted them very close. Our daughter, who's 7, was an oopsie, but a blessing. But so when Zachary was old enough, and we were getting ready, we're like, okay, he's old enough now to like go and enjoy. Nicholas was still a baby. And so we're like, well, we got to wait until Nicholas is old enough to where he can enjoy it. So we kept putting it off. And then she got pregnant. And then we're like, well,
you can't go with a baby. Yeah.
You can't go with a baby. Like, that's even more stress. It's like, okay, so, you know what? So now we got to wait until she's old enough. So we did eventually, we found the perfect time and we took them and everybody had a great time and it was wonderful. The kids would probably, our boys would never want to go again. They're just like, walking around in public with mom and dad is the worst.
They're at that age where you don't exist right now.
No.
Drop me off down the block. Dad, drop me off down the block. Yeah.
Yes. My wife and I are just like, we're big into the school system. And so like, we want to volunteer and we're boosters for the band. And we do all of this kind of stuff for our kids, but they're just like, please don't come to this function. You know, don't come to my concerts. Don't come watch me perform. Don't come to my competitions. And we're like, are you?
So, what do your parents do? My parents aren't alive.
Yeah.
That's the age. They're like, I don't have parents. Like,
yes. Yeah.
I was that boy too. So I totally understand.
Do you have a current favorite toy line?
Yeah. As figure arts.
Okay.
Figure arts is my favorite, and I hate to say this, but Legions is my favorite every 2 years when they come out with new stuff. And that's why I really loved what Rob was saying. I think he cracked the code because I'll be so into Legions every 2 or 3 years when the big wave comes out, new parts. I just can't get excited for the old parts anymore. You know, like they showed a bunch of the new figures and I see old parts and pre-order and I'm like, I can't get excited. I don't want to do that to myself. Like when you get the figures, they're always great. But if you've been, I've been collecting pretty much from the beginning. Detour actually at a local con one day, we were at ToyCon. He goes, you're going to want this line. And I bought like the Goblin builders for $25 cash back in the day. No tax. Like everything was really cheap. They had the good figures on the table. I was hooked from that day. And I love Legions. And I even told Jeremy this when I went to Legions Con a few years ago. Legions is like my personal, like separate collection where I don't have to make content on it. I buy them and I open them when I'm relaxing in my room and I do pop and swaps. And it's like kind of like my thing. Like it's what I, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff and the figure arts, like that's my content. I love it, but that's like my business. It's like, you're say you work at McDonald's, right? You're always eating McDonald's. It's fine, right? You eat it, but then like say you're off duty and then you see a McDonald's. It might taste a little different. I don't know. That's how.
Yeah. No, I feel like that too. Like you were talking earlier about you buy figures because you think it might make some good content. One of the things that I do is I love painting and customizing figures and dioramas and all that kind of stuff. And so my wife was like, why don't you ever like make videos about that? And I thought about it for a little bit. And then I realized this is for me. Like the painting and the customizing, that's my quiet time where my brain can literally shut off and I just sit there and paint. And I'm like, if I have to make that into content, it's not going to be fun anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to enjoy it as much.
Right? Like to people, they're like, oh, putting a camera on when you're, but it's like, it's different, right? This is right. It's like you could eat a candy bar and it's good, right? And then like, but say you have to eat that candy bar, but you have to make a video about it. And you have to think about the thumbnail and the title. Yeah. And it's like, it makes eating the chocolate bar like not that enjoyable. Sometimes I just want to eat a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I talk a lot.
Kind of like
I talk a lot, and I'm like, if I was filming it, I would feel the need to like fill all the dead air with me commentating. And I don't want to talk when I'm painting. I just want to just let me do this and just, so that's my so you say SH Figure Arts, do you mean specifically Dragon Ball Z, or is there like a sub, or do you just buy a lot of SH Figure Arts stuff?
I love anime. So if I watch an anime and I like the anime, then I need a figure from it. Sometimes that's how I always was. Like growing up, if I saw a movie and I liked the movie a lot, I needed something from that movie.
I am just like that even today. I'm the same way, dude.
I needed to own something of that movie. And it's funny because I had this kind of, not a conversation, but just reading the comments of the youth. I'm always, I do the toy news, I do social. So I'm always trying to see what collectors are what's happening in groups, right? Like I'm in the Cabal, I'm always seeing what people are saying. I'm on, Instagram, and most of my day is kind of looking for news. So I'm always seeing like where collectors are and what trend is coming. And I've noticed the younger collectors, it's all about posing. It's all about posing, and your poses have to be really good. They're they critique each other, and they're very crucial about it, right? And then like some of the older collectors, and a lot of us I like owning the thing. I don't even need to, should it be posed? Probably, but like I'm good with just having this figure and knowing I own it, right? And maybe I can look at it, I'll put it on my shelf, and then it's just so interesting to see the different types of collectors, and it's usually through your age too. Like the ages can go, obviously there's always whatever, but I have no interest in posing up my figures cool. Do I want the shelf to look cool? Yeah. But I don't need
dude,
it.
I have seen, you're so spot on about pose photographers, because like I've seen full blown crash out conversations, arguments about you stole my pose, and I'm like, what? Yes. Like, is this a thing right now? Like, I'm like, how can you didn't trademark a pose, man? Like, it's funny to me.
You got that pose from the comic book. The comic book did that pose first, so it's like, it's very,
and I do that all the time. Like if I see somebody like do a really good pose video or post a bunch of pictures of really cool poses, and I have that figure coming, I will screenshot it. I'll screenshot them. I'm like, oh, that's a cool pose I never thought of, and I have a folder on my phone of poses, and I'll go and I'll look at those poses and I'll try to get them in that exact pose, and then maybe change it up a little bit. But because I'm like, they're going to call me out. They're going to know that I copied them.
They're coming for me. Well,
they're like, coming for me.
When I recently, my channel started to take it serious, and when it blew up during COVID, I was doing diorama videos, and you could only do so many diorama videos, and people would watch your video and get inspired and make stuff, right? So it's like, imagine if I went to somebody who was like, you copied my thing that I gave you the tutorial to do. It's like a cookbook. Imagine you use my cookbook to make your and it's like,
that's a good analogy.
Inspiration. We look at the world, there's not one original idea anywhere ever. It's inspired by your experiences. So, but I heard
my favorite comic book artist is Mike Mignola. I love Hellboy. I love Mike Mignola's work.
I love his art.
As a kid, he was the first comic book artist that I saw draw Batman and Wolverine, and I recognized their art and realized, oh, this is a job you can do, right? Yeah. And I heard somebody asked him one time in a video or like a live setting, they asked him, how do you find your style? And he said, here's how you find yours. He's like, here's how I found my style. I copied how this artist drew wrists connecting to hands. I copied this artist how ankles connect to legs. I copied this artist how heads connected to necks. And by the time I put all of that together, it became my style. Yep. And now people are now copying how I draw. And he goes, and that's fine. He goes, that's how classic painters did it. It's how classic musicians did it. It's like you copy little bits and pieces of your favorite stuff, and then that monstrosity becomes your style.
Yes.
Like you're building your own Frankenstein's monster. And
you can't help but come through. Right. Like you take the things you like. I like this style. The same thing how I have my own art style as well. I want to see your art, by the way, after you could show me afterwards.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so mad. I haven't done art in so long. I used to be like, I had a clothing company. I used to do art. I used to work with bands. I was big in the music scene.
There you go.
We would travel around Warped Tour and stuff like that. I had this whole thing. And I did a few comic book stuff. I did covers. I did a few covers.
There you go.
But I just let it go. I don't even think about drawing anymore. It makes me sad sometimes. But
you should just pick up and just draw one day and just be amazed at the muscle memory. And the brain muscle memory, is the biggest one, and just see where you are with it, and maybe just start doing it for fun. I don't know if it's important. Yeah, maybe try it and just see if anything comes. It's kind of like sometimes if I go a long time between projects, it's kind of like not hearing a song for a few years, and you're like, I wonder if I still remember the lyrics, and then somehow you do, and you're like, I forgot my brain remembered that. Like, where was my brain storing that? So you have to maybe see if it's still there. Do you have a current favorite figure? Is there something around you that you're like, man, right now, that's my favorite figure that I own?
If I can't think about it right away, I always go to, when people ask one of my favorite figures, I always go back to the Figuarts Ash, because I've had that figure for so long. I never sold it. I never thought about selling it. I never thought about getting rid of it. And anytime anyone ever asks, I always think about that figure. But that's not like my favorite figure, though. But maybe it is. You know what I mean?
Maybe it is.
But I think at this point, I don't have a figure unless I like it. So it's hard to say which one is, my favorite. But I've been messing around with like Luffy figures, because I'm rewatching One Piece right now. So on my desk, I just filmed a video, but I have 3 Luffy figures.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I just saw the one with the coat that you got from Amazon that looked like it came from AliExpress, and
I fixed it.
The arm. Yeah, okay, good.
Dude, that was crazy. But the community came through. They were like, they gave me his arm ball joint was too big for the socket. So when you would move it, his joints will come out.
Yeah.
So I boiled it, popped it out, sanded it, and now he moves around. And also I fixed his hat. So
perfect.
And they refunded me. So it was basically a free, and I got
win-win.
So I'm
win-win. You don't even have to destroy it like Sideshow. I've actually seen some of those videos. It's pretty wild. If like if you get an $800 statue and there's like a defect, and you can, you send Sideshow, they'll contact you and say, okay, we'll send you a new one for free, but you have to send us a video of you destroying it first. And so people will go out and they'll destroy like an $800 like Captain America statue, like smash it, and they post. I mean, they have to, like, Sideshow's like, I'm not sending you. Yeah, they're like, until you destroy it, like, we don't want you to send it back. It's crazy.
That's good for content too.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the last action figure that you bought? Was it that Luffy?
That Luffy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I thought.
I'm on a big One Piece kick right now. I'm currently rewatching it, and there's over 1,000 episodes, so I'm in it.
Yes.
I'm in it now.
Yeah. I was surprised to find out, because my oldest son was into One Piece for a really long time, like 3 or 4 years. He was really into it, and he had access to, I think, through Crunchyroll, for all of the episodes. And he was like, I think he made it through like episode like 700 or 800. I don't think he ever finished it, but he got up pretty close.
The new stuff, really, he needs to keep. You got to tell him. Say some stranger on the internet said you have to keep going, because the last arc, that's what this one's from, Egghead, is my favorite.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it reignited my love for One Piece. It's that good.
He keeps telling me I should watch the live action Netflix show, and my wife and I haven't watched it yet, but it's on our list. Like, we're like, okay, we'll get to it eventually, because it looks fun. It looks well done.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break right here. We're about an hour in. We finished the first 10 questions, and again, we're going to give you a chance to tell everybody where we can find you on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
If you want daily toy news, I cover pretty much all toy lines, whatever's interesting to me. I'm not sponsored. I'm not, it's what I think is cool that I want to share with you. Rocco the Great Art on Instagram. Rocco the Great Art on TikTok, and then Rocco the Great on YouTube. I do toy reviews, toy hunts, all different types of toy related content. And I definitely, if you see my shorts and you're like, this guy might be a jerk, definitely watch one of my longer form content. I am very sarcastic. I'm very, not like a troll, but I don't take things serious. And I think that comes off to people in a negative way sometimes, because it's the internet, and I like to have fun, and I don't care about anything. Like, in real life too, it pisses some people off in real life. I chose never to let things bother me and just deal with whatever it is. Because if there's something serious happening in your life, worrying about it will solve nothing. You just got to handle it. So, and that's just how I am. And online, little snippets of me, I can definitely see people not liking me. Like, sometimes I'll watch a video of me that I made and I go, oh, and then I know that's going to be a good one. But
that's funny. So you wait until it hits you, the cringe hits you, and you're like, okay, I nailed it.
I know I could piss people off so easy. And I think it's annoying that people get mad at stupid things. So it forces me to want to do it. I don't know why. I've always been a go against the grain guy.
Yeah.
To my own detriment all the time. And I don't care. It's just the way I am, and I enjoy it. Like, I don't think people should take themselves so seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime I never get wrapped up in toy drama, and anytime it happens, I sit back and I laugh, and I'm like, we're 50-year-old, damn near 50-year-old grown men arguing over toys. It's like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Okay. Well, we're halfway done. Do you need a break or anything, or are you good to keep going?
I don't know if you know this. I used to do 6-hour live streams by myself.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I could go.
Dude, you're running a telethon over there.
During COVID, my live streams, I would just be live all day. There was nothing else to do.
That's actually when my channel started, was during COVID. I was stuck at home, and other than like texting and I started working from home. My wife, at the time, she still does, but my wife works in veterinary medicine, and so there was no like staying home for her. Like, they were open, they were working straight through. But I'm a graphic designer, so they were like, you can work at home. And my kids were at home. I was homeschooling my kids at the time, and so I needed an outlet. I needed to start. I needed something.
People needed to talk to other people. That's why so many things started from COVID. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it was just like, for me.
By the way, just from seeing all your content, now you saying you're a graphic designer makes sense. Like, I could tell, but like, you confirming it, I was like, yeah, all your stuff is very cohesive. It's always professional. It stands out all the time. Like, I always notice it. That's why I'm always I always tell people, and most times now I don't comment anymore, because I know how I come off to people. Like, so I'll pop in anyone's stream. I don't care about your numbers, your subscribers. Like, I don't judge people by that's not their worth to me. Some people see it that way. But sometimes I'll pop in a live stream and I'll like just be in the chat hanging out. And then like the live stream becomes about me. So I'm like, I don't want people to think I don't need it.
Right.
I know how to get it. I do content. I'm good. But
I like that.
Now I just kind of lurking, because anytime I do, I'm always aware of how I come off, and I don't want to. But like your channel, like, me, like we've spoke, so I don't think like you would think, oh, this guy's in here like looking for attention, but that's how some people are,
Right. Yeah.
So I always am aware.
I knew instantly the minute I met you, within like maybe 45 seconds to a minute of meeting you, I'm like, oh my God, like, this dude is just super authentic. Like I just felt like instantly like comfortable with you. It's like, you didn't come off like as a jerk at all. I was like, oh my God, like, this guy's the real deal. Like, that's just how he is. He's the real deal. Like,
I'm here to enjoy life. You saw me, I was having ZoloCon was one of the best times I had in a long time. It was so fun. Like that.
Right. Because I was thinking that, okay, at that time, did your wife had just had a baby or was about to have a baby?
Just having we were in the throes of it. Like, we're ready to have it any day now. And,
right. Okay. So you were probably really stressed out, probably tired, and you needed a break. And so, that was.
It's just always, we're at a toy show. You
Yeah.
know,
How can you not have fun?
there's
Yeah.
all these exclusives there, all these creators there. What a beautiful time. That's so
Yeah.
fun. You
And that's a
know?
great show. I have a buddy of mine, Brian, who lived probably about 30 minutes away, and he was like, "Dude, just come stay with me." And so that was my first time in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, "Dude, if you don't mind having me, I will come back every year. Like, I'll fly up for this. This is great."
I told Michael, I was like, dude, that was the best toy show I've ever been to. You know, like
Oh,
'cause,
nice. Yeah.
like Toy Con New Jersey is great. Like that's the OG. But that's like other stuff too. Like I don't consider that like a toy only. This was
Mm,
like this show was just like toys for toy collectors that are serious. You know, like it was
yeah.
how many exclusives were just at that show? It was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
or maybe even more than that. If I think about
probably.
the stuff that I didn't buy, probably
Yeah.
10 or 11, but I probably only got half. Yeah, when it comes to like comic book shows as well, like I attend Heroes Con every year in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Okay.
and it is massive. It is one of the biggest shows, like comic book conventions ever, and it is all artist alley.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they have vendors selling toys, of course, that's a part of it. And like
Yeah.
Forceman go, Savage go, like all the big toy companies go to Heroes Con. But I always tell people, like, if you just want to go to like a good comic book con that's just for comic books. So like the only panels they have are comic book people.
Okay, nice.
Like it's all art. So you can literally go and buy like a blank cover of a comic and have your favorite penciler pencil it, take it to your favorite inker, have them ink it, and take it to your
That's
favorite
crazy.
colorist and have them color it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got that kind of money, you can do it because it is all artist alley. Whereas you go to any other Comic Con and it's like, here's 12 panels of TV stars and celebrities and photo ops and, and then artist alley is like 10 people. This is
Trust me,
like
yeah,
thousands of just artists.
I used to do some like when I was doing with my art, I used to do some shows and when some shows would like, yeah, put you like in the back corner, the artists like
Yeah.
not important, and then some of them were up in the I personally I don't care about celebrities. Like
Yeah.
I just don't care, and I don't care about autographs and stuff. So like that none of that stuff ever spoke out. Like meeting an artist is different. Like I would love like to get a little doodle from like an
Mhm.
artist or something, but like celebrities and waiting in lines and stuff like that, none of that ever.
Yeah, I've met a few celebrities in my life going to these cons, like just attending as a comic book artist, and it is always the comic book artists interactions that I have that mean the most to me.
And they need it more. Artists
Right.
need validation. Actors, they're
Yeah.
good. They're paid well. Artists are
Yeah.
never paid well, and they could appreciate the validation. So give an
Yeah,
artist
absolutely.
validation today.
All right, so let's kick off the next half
let's do
of
it.
the interview, and we're going to get to the last 10. The back section of these are always my favorite questions of all of them. These are always my favorite because it just generates some really interesting conversations. So, what pre-order are you most, and you, this is weird because I know you don't pre-order a lot, but what pre-order are you most looking forward to this year, like coming out in 26?
The dragon.
The dragon. There's only one answer.
Like,
It's the
come
dragon.
on. I don't care if Dragon Ball Z was making a toy of me. It's a dragon, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's I don't believe it's gonna happen. Like I know I trust Four Horsemen, but when you saw it, I saw it in person at the 2 years
Yeah.
ago comic.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
year I couldn't make Legion's Con. I got sick the day before. And I was like,
Mm.
I'm not doing it. And so sadly I didn't make it last year. But this
But yeah,
year
they had
I'll
it
be there.
2 years ago. We call it the butter dragon because it looked like it was carved out of butter. It was like all yellow or whatever.
No,
yeah,
no. Oh well, they had the yeah
The
I saw
prototype.
video. You saw it
Yeah.
close, but they had
Yeah.
the prototype.
the
in
painted.
box.
Yeah.
And my wife came with me, and we were just like, "That's unreal!" Like
Yeah.
in person, I almost didn't want it anymore because it was so big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"We need a big dragon. I don't care how big." And then I saw it in person. I said, I think it's too big. Like, I don't know if but I already.
What have I wished for?
I'm putting it on the top of all these detops. That's like, I
Nice.
already planned where I'm putting it, and so I'm really excited about that. How about you? I'm sure same thing, maybe.
Yeah. I would have to say the dragon for sure. Like I just.
How about
can't.
minus the dragon? Let's think.
Okay, minus the dragon. I literally just got in yesterday the figure that I have been most looking forward to this year. And I haven't even opened it yet. And it is the is it It's the in art Batman Arkham Origins Batman. So I have the first one that they did. That's the Arkham Knight version of Batman, and I don't really care for that suit. But this one is the more tactical. Like he's more buff. I am really looking. Yeah, much younger. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because the Batman's my guy. I love Batman.
Me too. I have the in art. I thought I just did the Catwoman review. Maybe I didn't put it back. Uh-oh. Wait, you don't want to just misplace your in art Batman. Oh no, he fell. Okay, so this is my Dark Knight section up here. Yep. The in art Batman from that line is amazing.
Yeah, I have the Chris Nolan. Yeah, the Chris
Nolan. Yeah, that's my.
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
It's gonna be a flex. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to flex, but
no, do it. Flex away, my guy.
In art is sending me that Batman to.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited, and there were 2 versions. And they asked me.
Yeah, there's a battle damage version. Yeah,
but I didn't know at the time, and now I would have said battle damage. I think because I think it comes with the. Well, we'll see whatever they send. I'm grateful for. So
I am almost. I haven't even touched this figure yet, but in my mind, I'm thinking this might be the greatest Batman figure I've ever held, and I've already held one this year.
I only saw good things about it, but it's a little big. I heard it doesn't scale.
Yeah. I don't. The thing is like I don't like. Who am I gonna have? Like I've got like the LPZZ Deathstroke. Like maybe I can have it battle that, but like I don't really care. Like I'm gonna be enjoying it like isolated
as is. Yeah. Batman doesn't need. Yes, Batman is not a character that needs someone else. You could just touch a cool Batman figure.
Yeah, and like I've already held what I thought was the best Batman this year before that figure was even announced or revealed, which is the Chaos Toys. Dark Vigilante. It's like a third-party company that made they made the National Defender, which was Superman from the Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, okay.
And so it's Batman from the Dark Knight Returns, but they can't call it because it's unofficial. So they call it Dark Vigilante. And that figure is pretty incredible. I have it.
It looks awesome.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, go grab it. It looks actually. I just looked it up real quick. Their
first one was Superman. And I passed on it, but then this is the Batman, and he comes with an unmasked Bruce Wayne head, and this is like a Valaverse Action Force rifle. Nice. Their third figure was this guy. His name, they just called him Jagger, but he's the mutant leader.
Oh yeah. Wait,
oh my God,
have the nipple clamps.
My nipple pins won't stay magnetized. This one stays magnetized. They have magnets, so you put the nipples on, but this one I couldn't get, and this one would magnetize. And I'm like, dude, you can't have one nipple. I actually thought about gluing them on, but then I was like, man, if I sell this figure, somebody's gonna be pissed. I glued them on, you know.
Well, why you need the nipples on it? But
I know. All right, so here's a good one. I love this. This is one of my favorites. What is a figure or a figure line that has not been produced yet that you would love to see produced?
That's hard, dude. That's a hard one. Because I'm pretty happy with, and I know it's so easy. Like it's probably right there in my a Resident Evil line. 100%.
There we go.
I have the third party right here. I have my shelf there. I made a little diorama.
Oh, nice. Love it.
I have Leon, the Licker. There's Lady D, and that's my. That was a big. I have on my channel. I used to do diorama videos like 5 years ago. I made a humongous RPD with lights and everything.
Nice.
Chopped it up just so that could fit there because I was getting rid of. I back in the day I used to make big dioramas, like that was my thing for fun, and then now like I need space, so I've just been chopping up everything and using like this part from this part from this. So
is that a custom Lady D or like a third party? What is that?
Patriot Studios, amazing, and her top comes off. So if you're into that stuff, it wasn't a feature for me, but I'm not complaining.
Right. You know, I was thinking about the video. Didn't you just make a video recently where you're like, guys, can we stop like talking about female figures in this way?
No, female character, female collectors.
Oh, female collectors. That's what it was.
There's only like 5. And I look in the comments and it's every creator being so cringe, dude. Like, stop flirting with them. Dude, she doesn't like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate to say
that's one of the cool things about Legions is that they've got the Legions ladies.
Yes.
And it is like a full blown, like section of Mythic Legion's collectors, albeit a small one, and they absolutely love.
Well, congratulations, they got their figure too.
I know, right? They just got a tribute figure. Yeah, it always blows my my wife away. Like, so I recently, just this year, like in February, March, got into watching wrestling for the very first time, WWE.
Oh, nice.
So it was something I just didn't grow up with. I never, yeah, I don't know. It was just a segment of the 80s that was huge and popular that I missed out on. So I'm trying to recapture that. So I started watching modern WWE, and a lot of my friends are into it. And so like we talk about it every week and we're watching it. And my wife is always blown away. She's like, I can't believe like anybody else enjoys this. And I'm showing her like in the crowd. I'm like, look, there's little kids, there's women. And so yesterday, my wife and I were driving to the movies. We went to go see Evil Dead Burn, and and I have like on XM, I was listening to Wrestling Nation, and channel 256, if you're wondering, 24-hour around the clock WWE news. And they had a call-in show, and and a woman called in and was like, I can't believe they're doing this. And I'm like, do you hear that? Like, that's a lady. That's a lady wrestling fan. But apparently, like, she grew up, you know?
Well, you want to hear a funny story? My wife's sister got us into wrestling like maybe a decade ago because of that Diva show. She watched that Diva show, her sister, and then she was like getting into it, watching wrestling, and then we were like, oh, it's because wrestling's like a fun thing to do with the community.
It is.
You don't want to watch it alone. Like, you want to we used to have like the pay-per-views and everything. So
yeah,
it's like an event type thing. And I have to say, I haven't watched it in a while, but we were into a bit. We went to, I was at the SummerSlam that Seth Rollins won both belts from John Cena.
Nice.
And I had a John Cena shirt on, and walking through that crowd was crazy. Because I just had a vintage. I was a Seth Rollins fan, but I had a vintage John Cena shirt. But people did not care. They were just like, "Boo, Seth Rollins." I'm like, I know, I'm here, I'm with you. So that was.
I know. Yeah. I like him too. Get off my back.
Like Seth Rollins.
I actually, back in March of this year, me and my buddy Omar, who was on the show with me yesterday, we went to. So I'm in Tallahassee. He's down like Orlando, South Florida area, and we went over to Jacksonville to watch SmackDown. It's only, it's like a 3-hour drive for him, like a 2.5-hour drive for me. And we met. And so I've even attended like one live event. And so it's great. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I always tell I remember reading this thing from a psychologist once, probably during COVID, that was talking about the rise of horror movies, the popularity of horror movies during COVID. Yeah. And the lady was saying, we're not going to know like the true implications of this for years to come. She's like, but initial data is suggesting that when the world around you becomes more extreme and scary, your mind seeks out more and extreme and scary circumstances that are safer for you to experience, so that you can feel like you're overcoming a little bit of safe fear to help you cope with real world fear.
Yeah, like when it's out of your control, giving yourself a little bit of control, even though it's.
So she was saying that we have seen a rise in popularity. And if you go back and look, the number of horror films, since COVID has doubled, like in the number that are streaming and the number that are being made.
Even just this summer, right? The 2 horror films beat out Masters of the Universe, Star Wars, Toy Story, like all these
Backrooms and Obsession. Yeah.
I mean, Backrooms got me out of the house.
There you go.
So, and I haven't been to a movie since Deadpool and Wolverine, I think.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. So
I told my wife, I was like, you remember that thing I was telling you about?
That's very interesting.
COVID, and I was like, I think that's what I'm going through now. Like because like my brain kind of feels like it's in this area of like things are out of control, the world is on fire, and I was like, I think my brain needs a little more. It's like, okay, what else can you go find that's a little more extreme? And so I was like, I don't know, I just gravitated towards wrestling because
that's why I've been in Hope Corps. I'm watching One Piece. It's all about like positive, following your dreams. It's all like really nice. And that's what, like, I don't want to watch horror. I don't want to watch sad
Yeah.
stuff. I don't want to, like, not even sad. Like, I don't want to watch sad stuff.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Even I know there's a lot of like social movements now that are adopting the One Piece like skull as like their moniker because
Well,
it
yeah,
means
his whole thing is he's Joy Boy, and it's about like living free and not,
yeah.
you know, like they're not like pirates like you think pirates. You know?
Right, exactly. All right. If you could take this is my favorite question. By the
Okay,
way,
let's go.
of all of them. If you could take a toy license away from one company and give it to another company, what toy license would it be and what company would it be?
So, I think the easy thing there is, I think, you know, I'm going to take one for the team because I'm pretty happy with everything that's out right now. But I know that I used to be a big DC fan, and I have not been a DC fan in a long time. The McFarlane figures, just no hate to them. I just don't care about them. It's worse than hate. Like, you never saw me make a negative McFarlane video because I don't care.
Right. Yes.
So, like, I don't even care enough to make a video about them. So if I could, and I like McFarlane, I love Todd. Just separately, if you watch his story, I love people who make things happen. But his toys, they're not fun to play with. Like the proportions are weird. The articulation doesn't work. The legs are always wonky. I would take DC away from McFarlane, which I know it's already getting taken away. And maybe I would give it to Hasbro, just so every fan always wanted Marvel Legends and
right.
DC to be in the same scale. You know, like even when DC Universe collects DC UC and then, you know, the Mattel monstrosity of the multiverse before Mattel lost the license. Those figures were so bad. People forget now, but there's a reason Mattel was like, we're done with this because those last figures were really bad. Marvel Legends, as much hate as they get, they still are great figures when you come down to it. They do a lot of things wrong, but then they also do a lot of things right. And I think a Batman Marvel Legends Maximum series, come on.
I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, they can't do it at the same time as Marvel Legends because that would be, you know, like, what are they? It's I forgot what the term is called, but it's like, it's like, not a monopoly, but it's not that they would have a monopoly, but it would be unfair for each license. And I don't think so. I mean, if you're the best at what you do and for figures that have to, you know, exist in a retail space, I don't see why. Like, to me, it's like, it makes sense for them.
If you make good stuff, it will sell.
Right.
It doesn't matter. If you make stuff people want, and Hasbro has been making a lot of stuff people don't want. They make characters that, you know, maybe they have to fill quotas or they have to do Disney, Marvel. You know, me and you probably disagree on a lot of stuff there. I think they're making a lot of bad choices of just characters that no one really wants. Like, people pretend they like certain characters, but people, when it comes to like the money, they don't want them. You know, like this whole last MCU for 10 years, not nobody, I'm being, you know, exaggerative, but just the majority of fans do not want Lady Thor yet. Maybe they in the future, you know, or maybe who's Captain America. I liked Falcon, and I think they took his identity away and they gave him the moniker of Captain America, and just like, I don't think people were ready for it yet. You know, like, you look at that last a Captain America movie came out with Red Hulk in it, and it flopped.
And nobody cared. Yeah.
It's even worse than it flopped. Nobody cared. No one even talked about it. And that's what it's like. It's like, because people liked Captain America and Falcon. Like, I would have went to a Falcon movie 100%. But like seeing him getting punched by the Hulk and like he's not like water
dead
afterwards, you know, like,
exactly.
So I just think like, and I've seen that in Hasbro, like why we don't even have Build-A-Figures anymore, because they did a bunch of waves of the Eternals. Those are still, they were giving them away at Ollie's for $2 and they're not.
They're still on the, they're still on the show. You know,
and I'm not even saying if I like this stuff or not, but it's just not, that's not what people wanted. So make figures, and that's what people hate McFarlane. He's like, I'm making 100 Batman figures. Guess
Yeah.
what? People buy them. I'm making a blue Batman figure. Why?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna buy it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but maybe you have a different answer. I'm not sure. What's your favorite Toy Con and why?
Yeah, ZoloCon, the last one, is amazing. But
That was
ToyCon New
amazing.
Jersey has always been such a fun show. So it really, like, I can't pick between them. But Legion's Con was really nice as well. Legion's Con was so crazy. I had to leave early because I kept stopping to talk to people. Like, so many people had like so many nice stories. I didn't even get to walk the whole floor, and I had to leave. So I was thinking about this year, I might wear like a disguise, just like
There you
walk
go.
the floor quick, and then I'm gonna like to talk to people because
There you go.
I felt like I missed out on some stuff. Like I was trying to get like certain head sculpts and everything, and like I didn't make it to the back row of the table. I'm still mad about that.
All right, so let me give you some pointers to how you can wear a disguise and nobody will know who you are. Okay, so you're gonna have to wear a baseball hat. Number one, you have to cover up all that hair. All right, then you have to wear a face mask like you're trying to protect yourself from being sick. All right, and then this is crucial. Hang with me. Button that shirt all the way up.
You know what?
Get all the buttons all the way up. Because
I think if I just button a shirt and not do anything else,
nobody would recognize. You're right.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "That's not him. That's not him."
Yeah, that can't be him. His shirt's buttoned up.
No, that dude's got 8 buttons on that shirt. Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
It's funny because you met me at ZoloCon, and that was more buttons than I normally wear.
It was cold.
Like, if I'm out, and today for this interview, I have 2 buttons. Normally, I just put 1 button. That's like when I'm out. If anyone ever sees me, you're lucky if you get more than 1 button. So that, out of respect, I put another one for you.
There you go. I don't wear a lot of button-up shirts. My wardrobe I work from home full time, and so my wardrobe has become like comfy, stretchy pants and t-shirts. And if I wear a button-up shirt, I always wear a t-shirt under it. But if for whatever reason I don't and I miss a button, my wife's like, "Button your shirt." She's like, "Nobody wants to see that." I'm like, "All right."
I will. If you ever want some style tips, I could do you up nice. We get Ralph Lauren style on you. Let's do it.
Woo! Let's do it. The internet is not ready. They're not ready. Do you have any collecting regrets? Did you buy something and sell it that you wish you hadn't? Did other than your Hot Toys, I guess we already talked about that. Or did you sell something that you wish you hadn't? So, did you pass on buying something that you wish you had at the time?
So what comes to mind first? The Hot Toys for sure. And then you know what? Just because it's kind of your channel's more related to that, the Mythic Legions, I had like a ton of the original guys.
Oh my
God, and I sold them when I was just downsizing, like stuff but not even for like the prices they should have been. I just was like, I'm getting rid of some stuff, put them in lots and like put them up there. And like I sold, the Torfin, that guy for like $20 and stuff. Like, because sometimes I sell stuff, I'm not looking to scalp it. I'm not looking, and I just I dumped them. But then I wanted it back, and I got one eventually. But I had a lot of the early Legions, but I just bought so many that I was just like getting rid of them. And I look back sometimes, I'm like, I probably just should have held on to them just because I wanted them now, and now I don't want to buy them for their crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple like one. I mean, this isn't these 2 are not regrets, but. I remember at one point when our boys were young, I sold my entire Motu Classics collection, the ones that the 4 Horsemen did.
Those are so
I sold
nice.
all of them I had every figure ever released. I sold all of them in a lot for about $3,000. And then I bought my kids like this super expensive, it was like $2,500, like this big wooden like playhouse swing set treehouse thing.
Yes.
And my kids had so many fond memories of that growing up. We even had it until my daughter was born, and then eventually it just became too rotten and we destroyed it. But I don't regret that because it made my kids some memories. We live in Florida. It's really freaking hot here all the time. We have a lot of grass, and so I sold my entire like Star Wars Hot Toys collection of about 40 figures to buy a riding lawnmower. I don't regret that because it just makes cutting the grass so much easier. But one thing that I do regret was, you brought it up, it's the mythics. I helped them kickstart wave 1 and wave 2. And at some point, I think there was like this big gap between wave 2 and wave 3, like a couple of years, maybe.
They went, and that's the thing I really don't like about them, is they go so long with not even new figures, but just I like staying hype, right? And it's like, I want to be excited about something. So it's like, I don't want to just, and then their waves are so big that like when a bunch of figures come out, like I didn't even open the dwarf 2-pack. It was the one I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
For. I was checking the Cabal every day, like who did a review, I still have it, and I didn't open it yet, and it's like, but I opened every Crucible figure because like you get one, the hype is like pretty small, right? Like Elric, pre-ordered him, and then he came like a few months later. To me, it didn't feel like a big gap, and then like, then they have these random figures, and then and it's just like, I want Mythic Legions to be more accessible, to where if I just want to buy a new Legions figure, and I know that I buy them from all the different shops, but like just like a new one here and there, you know what I mean? Like with a new part, and I like Legions so much, I just want a little more from them. And the Cosmic Wave was really cool.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's incredible.
But there was just so much that it's like, I feel like a lot of the coolness gets lost, and now it's already all old, right? Like all those new sculpts, all that new stuff is already, now we're like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I hate, is like, that feeling that we get as collectors is like, you're immediately on to the next thing as soon as you open something. You're like, oh, enjoy what you have just for a little bit. Get your enjoyment out of it. But I'm like you. I sold all of wave 1 and all of wave 2 for whatever I could get for it at the time on eBay. Like it wasn't even into Cabal, to like other like sellers. I mean, Mythic fans. It was just whatever, and I didn't get nearly what I paid. Course, like money back. But now I look back on those and I was like, dang, I have pictures of me enjoying them. I was like, look, I had that figure, and like now, Atlas is like, $400.
I mean, the new one is good though too. So
yeah, the new one's great. Exactly. Do you collect anything else besides action figures?
I collect trading cards. And I'm a big antique collector.
Really?
I love interior design. I have a whole, if people saw me in real life, like minus all the cartoony exaggeration, I love fashion. I love interior design. You catch me at a flea market looking for antiques. My house is really well decorated. Like I love decoration and all that stuff. So that's like me, like I love that stuff. I have like a secret page where I just follow interior designers and stuff like that. And I think that's when I got that separation, it made me enjoy the toy hobby more, because it's like, I get to be myself, and Rocco the Great doesn't have to be like me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like Hannah Montana. I put the wig on, and
there you go.
The best, and then I get to just be like my artsy self and like normal things, and then it makes me appreciate, because I take a little break sometimes, it makes me appreciate toys instead of just being toys 24/7. The way because we were talking before, if you come off as like disingenuous, people could tell. You're watching my reviews, I'm talking about stuff, and I'm genuinely excited about stuff that I'm talking about, because why would you want to watch someone who doesn't care about what you're saying? You could tell. So I collect antiques, trading cards, and I think the antiques always surprises people when they.
Yeah, you're are you in? Have I seen you? You're into collecting like Pokemon cards? Is that correct?
Pokemon cards, I've collected them since they came out. Like I never stopped, but I don't really talk about them much. Like anytime I see cards, I pick them up and I collect them. And then One Piece recently, like they just made a trading card game, and I've been like heavy into the One Piece cards, like even getting like expensive cards that I should not be buying. Like I'm in it now. Like I made a choice. I was like, all right, I'm in it.
Okay. Has a friend ever inspired you to get into collecting a figure or a figure line that otherwise you were not really, um,
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Dark Knight's coming out, right? It's my senior year of school. We're getting ready to live real life. I'm not a nerd, right? My friends like this new Batman movie's coming out. I love Batman from a kid, so I'm like, oh, Batman movie's coming out, like that's cool. And he was like, he was in the hype because like the Dark Knight when it was coming out, they had Nolan was putting out teasers and like
mhm,
puzzles, and there was no bigger hype than before the Dark Knight came out, in my
mhm,
opinion. And he goes, we're going to New Jersey. I lived in Staten Island at the time. He's like, we're going to Jersey. We're going on a toy hunt. I'm like,
mm.
I'm like, bro, what's a toy hunt? Like, you guys are like, what are you, a nerd? What are you talking about? And he's like, no, we're going to go to the stores. And then, so we went to Walmart and he showed me like there's chase figures and we're looking for
Mhm,
the Dark Knight Movie Masters Mattel line will
mhm.
always hold a special part of my life because that's what the first line I seriously collected as a toy collector.
There you
And
go.
then
Okay.
and then like the customization, like looking for figure realm, like finding, oh, people customize them. Oh, you could do paint. Oh, the Joker's, repaint the Joker's face to be more movie accurate. That was it. I was in it after that, and
Nice.
there was no turning back. But that was like the biggest turning point. And I'll always, anytime I see the packaging, like I have the goon right there, the Joker goon
Mhm.
in there, and it's just
That line, if I remember correctly, didn't it come with like evidence pack? Like
yeah.
it was like you didn't know what you were gonna get. Like you'd have a
Well,
little evidence
you
envelope,
did,
or
but each one had an evidence, and a Two-Face came with the coin.
I got you. Okay, right.
Owl Joker came with the card, the trading
That's
card.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that was a fun line. That was really good.
and then the next wave, the Dark Knight Rises, was a Build-A-Figure for the Bat Signal.
There you go.
So yeah,
Right.
so good.
Yeah, that was. I remember that line. I remember that the Dark Knight Batman and the Heath Ledger Joker were the very first two Hot Toys figures that I ever purchased.
Yeah, me too.
And they weren't that expensive. I want to say they were just a little over $200 at the time, and or like
They were
199. And I remember.
120 was, I think.
Oh, was that what they were? I just remember whatever they were. I remember thinking, I can't believe I'm spending this much money on an action figure.
Yes, right? Yeah,
You
I
know?
bought the bank robber Joker, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is the most expensive thing I've ever bought. That's like not real, like why am
Mhm.
I spending? And now I would buy 10 of them for
Right.
$100 if I could.
I also remember thinking at the time, this figure looks so much like Heath Ledger. It's funny. And then you go back and look at it now and you're like, that figure looks nothing like
Yeah.
Heath Ledger. Like it is like not even close.
What about I broke mine? I broke the wrist peg on my Heath Ledger Joker figure, and I remember like figuring out a tutorial on like how to fix it. I'll never forget that.
So my pseudo horror story with those is that I remember we had a spare bedroom in our home, and I had opened up the Batman and the Joker and taken them out, and I left their boxes on the bed, and I had taken the figures and I put the figures on my shelf for like just to put them away while my wife and I left. This is before we had kids, and we left to go eat lunch. And we came home, and our dog had gotten into that room, and he had destroyed both of the boxes. Like they were shredded all over.
But
All
not the accessories.
no, none of the accessories, none of the figures that I thankfully had put them away. And I was like, I cannot believe this. And so the funny thing is like years later, when I went to sell the figures, I was looking like on eBay at the time, like what the figures were going for. And they were like half as much without the boxes. So I had to go onto eBay and buy both boxes empty.
There you go.
And like get them in and then put the figures in and then sell them. I remember having to do it. It was just like the worst. I like buying, spending $70 on a box at the time, an empty box.
Crazy.
It broke me. But I'm like, I just kept thinking, but I have to do this. I have to do this,
That's funny.
Good.
That's really funny. Yeah.
All right. If you have to, we're in the home stretch. We got 3 left. If you have to sell it all, and you could only keep one toy line for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Figure arts.
Okay.
Because it's it's all the different animes it could be.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and
I like that.
There's a nice variety there. Like I could be the Chainsaw Man or Dragon Ball Z or Figure Arts, but yeah, that's a hard one. And then my Ash, I still get to keep that's the loophole. I still get to keep the Ash figure.
You found the cheat code.
Yeah.
All right. I call this the D amazing clause. So, all right, house is on fire. You have enough time to grab one figure. What is it? And the D amazing clause is that I asked this question to D amazing, and he goes, "I'm going to get my wife and my cats." And I'm like, "Your wife and your cats are fine.
Yeah,
you're going to grab one figure. What is it?" He goes, "I got to make sure my cats are fine. My wife and my cats." And I'm like, "Your wife and your cats are already outside safe." And he was like, "My wife and my cats." And so, all right, everybody is fine. Family heirlooms are fine. Your photographs are fine. Your kids are fine. You have just enough time to grab one figure. What would it be?
You know what? Just to keep it on trend, I'll pick the Pokemon Ash figure. Yeah.
There you go. All right, I love it.
Yeah, or my Hot Toys, or the Hot Toys Boba Fett. But
there you go. One of those two. All right, last question. What is your absolute favorite thing about collecting?
I just love it. And that's funny because I was going to make a video about it and I just couldn't get it into words enough for like a minute video. You know, like my minute videos where I talk, those are always fun. And I just was like, I just love everything about it. I love the drama, right? Like I love watching people be passionate about toys and like fighting with each other because it's not serious, right? It's not like it's dumb. You got more followers than me, or this articulation's good, or McFarlane sucks, right? And then everyone's like, I love McFarlane. And it's just, I just love it. It gives me a reason like every day to just live. Is that weird? Like every day.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
No, I get it precisely because one of the things because I've had people who are not collectors ask me, what do you love about it? Like, what do you get out of it? Like as a 50-year-old buying an action figure at the store, what do you get out of it? And I'm like, well, okay. I was like, the people who collect action figures are just as passionate, let's say, as the people that are passionate about, let's just take a topic like politics, right? I was like, a topic like politics can, if the two people are not mature and not careful, can quickly evolve. It can end in violence, right?
Yeah.
Like, action figure collecting is never going to end in violence. It's never that serious.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, I understand there have been like some, Pokemon card people tracking, getting in fights, whatever. I get that. But like, I'm like, hopefully it's not going to end in violence.
It's not important. It's not
serious. Yeah.
So all the controversies, all the banter, it should be playful. It should be fun. And at the end of the day, we're all just passionate about the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's kayfabe. I love it. I love waiting. I love waiting for the news coming out. Like I love what's coming out next. I love the pre-orders. Like what's I'm not going to pre-order, but I love like, that figure's coming out. I can't wait to buy it cheap when the hype is and someone's reselling it because they were like, oh, this wasn't what I wanted 2 years ago. And it's just like, I'm glad you asked that because I was thinking about this a lot lately and it's everything. It's just so fun.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
The hunting, the gathering, the community, look, right now we're here. We probably would have never spoken before, but we're talking about toys for over an hour. I feel like I could talk to you for 5 hours. You know what
my God, same. 100%. Like, if I knew that, we didn't have plans at lunch, we could be here for the rest of the day. Absolutely.
I know.
Dude, I appreciate that so very much. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, everybody. He's told you, but I'm gonna tell you. TikTok and Instagram, Rocco the Great Art. YouTube, Rocco the Great. Rocco, thank you so much for being on and doing this. I've looked forward to it for quite a while, and I'm glad we finally got around to doing it. Check out his videos. This guy is amazing. So I appreciate
I'll see you guys at Legion's Con this year. I'll be.
Oh, are you going?
Yeah, I'm making my way out there. So
nice. So you bringing your wife?
No, I'm gonna be by myself this time. So there's no.
Okay.
I could talk to people until the next day if I want. I'm playing it, as is. I'm just gonna be there and existing. So
you're staying overnight. So staying both days.
I could. You know, like
Nice.
I'm not going in with a plan. If I'm vibing with people and I want to stay, I'll get a hotel room. I'll figure it out. I don't,
Okay.
Yeah. So
love
I'll
that.
be around. I'll be there. Let's hang out.
All right. Well, we'll see you there. That's I'm definitely going to be there, so I can't wait to meet you again. Then we'll see you then. Thank you, guys.